Alright, let's dive into something that's been on my mind lately, and I'm guessing it's on yours too if you're watching this. Imagine this, you're dealing with the aftermath of a wildfire, your neighborhood's under evacuation orders, and on top of everything else, you're staring at a pile of garbage that's been sitting there for days. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, that's exactly what's happening in Spokane right now, and it's got me thinking about the little things we take for granted, like garbage pickup. Personally, I think this situation highlights just how fragile our daily routines can be when disaster strikes. It's not just about the trash, it's about the disruption of normalcy and the challenges of rebuilding after chaos. Here's the deal, Spokane's Public Works Director, Marlene Feist, announced that garbage pickup has been suspended in all evacuation zones. And honestly, it makes sense. I mean, if residents aren't supposed to be there, why risk sending sanitation workers into potentially unsafe areas? But what makes this really interesting is the ripple effect it creates. When you're already dealing with the stress of evacuation and potential property damage, the last thing you want to worry about is rotting food or overflowing bins. It's a small detail, but it's one that compounds the stress of an already overwhelming situation. Now, here's where it gets a bit more nuanced. Once residents are allowed to return, the city's offering some solutions, and I've got to say, they are pretty thoughtful. First, they are allowing extra garbage bags for free, which is a huge relief if you've got a fridge or freezer full of spoiled food. But what really caught my attention is the green bin policy. Normally, these bins are for yard waste, but now they are saying you can toss food in there, as long as you remove the packaging. From my perspective, this is a smart workaround, but it also raises a deeper question. How prepared are we, as communities, to handle the aftermath of disasters? It's not just about picking up trash, it's about having flexible systems in place to adapt to chaos. One thing that immediately stands out is how this situation forces us to rethink our relationship with waste. In my opinion, we often take garbage pickup for granted. It's one of those invisible services that keeps society running smoothly. But when it's gone, you realize just how essential it is. What many people don't realize is that waste management is a critical part of disaster recovery. Spoiled food, debris, and other refuse can become health hazards if not handled properly. So, while it might seem like a minor issue, it's actually a key piece of the recovery puzzle. If you take a step back and think about it, this also ties into broader trends around disaster preparedness and climate change. Wildfires are becoming more frequent and intense, and that means we are going to see more situations like this. What this really suggests is that cities need to start thinking proactively about how to manage these disruptions. Personally, I think we are going to see more innovative solutions in the future, maybe mobile waste collection units, or temporary drop-off sites during emergencies. It's not just about reacting to crises, it's about building resilience into our systems. A detail I find fascinating is how this situation highlights the human side of disaster response. Marlene Feist's comment about not putting garbage workers at risk is a reminder that these are real people making tough decisions in high-pressure situations. It's easy to think of services like garbage pickup as automated, but there are actual humans behind them, humans who are also dealing with the same stresses and uncertainties as everyone else. That adds a layer of complexity to the whole situation, doesn't it? So, here's my closing thought. What if we used moments like this as opportunities to rethink how we handle waste, not just in emergencies, but in our everyday lives? I mean, if a city can adapt its garbage policies during a crisis, why can't we push for more sustainable practices all the time? It's a small idea, but it's one that could have a big impact. And who knows? Maybe the next time you toss something in the bin, you'll think twice about what happens to it, and what could happen if it doesn't get picked up. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are we doing enough to prepare for these kinds of disruptions? Or is this just the tip of the iceberg? Let's keep the conversation going.